Hello, my name is Sarah, and today we're going to be looking at a new Oracle deck called Gentle Creatures Wisdom Deck by Dan May. It is a US Games publication, and it has beautiful images on the front and on the sides. Once I saw the images on US Games website, I had to pick up this deck. It is a standard two-piece box, and I was surprised to see that the guidebook is actually written by Arwen Lynch Poe, and the artwork is by Dan May, even though Dan May is the only one listed on the outside of the box. The book itself has an introduction, and it goes straight into the card descriptions. There is no table of contents, no images, and no numbering. It is only alphabetical. You get about a page, a little more than a page, description for each of the cards. At the very end of the book is where you will find the spreads. There are two. The first one is a 5-card spread called the Gentle Creature spread, and then the other one is a 4-card spread called the Priority spread. And then after that you have an about artist and about the author information page and some page for notes. And that concludes the little white book for this deck. And now we're moving on to the cards themselves. And I forgot to show the back of the box, which gives a preview image of 3 of the cards. So in this deck is 48 cards. The back is fur, which is a really cute back for these cards and quite fitting. There is a bit of a shine to it, and you can barely see the US game copyright stamp. It's kind of blended in with the fur, which is nice that it doesn't stick out. Oracle cards come in all sizes, and for size comparison I'm using a Llewellyn tarot card. As you can see, it's quite a bit wider and just a smidge taller than a standard Llewellyn tarot card. The cardstock is typical of US games. It is a little bit on the thicker side. It does have a bit of a gloss to it. I actually prefer the gloss. I don't like matte cardstock, as matte seems to stick to itself a little bit, and these have a nice slip to them. So now we're going to go through all the images of each card. There are no numbers on the cards. They are mainly borderless with a title banner at the bottom. Most of the card titles are stating a situation and not just naming an item on the card. This is not a typical hug deck, meaning that there are negative cards in the deck, which makes it more balanced, since life sometimes has negative aspects that we need to face. From the guidebook, it states, "A glimmer of hope, even in the saddest of moments," is what the artist is trying to depict in the negative cards. The images on the cards are these sweet furry creatures that seem to come in varying sizes, although most seem to be quite large. From the guidebook, it states that the creatures use the non-specific pronouns and prefer they and their because it reminds them that they are not separate from one another. Each card description explains the image on the card and then goes into the oracle meaning for that card. There are some human images in a few of the cards, that they are interacting with the creatures that is explained in the guidebook. The oracle messages are enough for a starting point, and you will have to use your intuition and analyze your question and situation. The guidebook could have been more robust, but it has enough to answer your question. The overall feeling I get from this deck is a warm, comforting, and gentle feeling. The images are beautiful and often show a forest scene. They are highly detailed and soft. With a lack of facial expression, you have to interpret the feelings and emotions through body language and the situation that is showing. So I've only worked with this deck for a few days, and it has such a warm personality to it. There are decks that I have recently gotten that have like this cold, standoffish feeling, but not this deck. This deck is warm and inviting and comforting. It has been accurate and just like magical to work with. I love forest images. It goes great with any other forest themed decks. and the images are just beautiful. The artist has a beautiful way of showing an emotion through the use of body language, the situation, and the coloration. And the image brings the emotion to the surface. You really don't even need the keyword at the bottom to understand the emotion that is being depicted. As you may have noticed, there are a handful of cards that are in landscape, whereas the majority of the deck is in portrait. So I wanted to give you a sample reading from this deck. So the card that I selected is Invitation, so I'm going to read from the guidebook so you have an idea of how the guidebook reads. Invitation. Let's be playmates. You can climb the stairs to look out over the world with us. Our two gentle creature younglings have created a marvelous treehouse for themselves and have dreamed of all kinds of imaginative activities. But they don't want to play by themselves, so they have issued an invitation to their friends. One has answered their playful call, eager to see the wondrous things higher up, the big fluffy clouds and the delicate little butterflies. The new arrival has been welcomed and encouraged to climb the stairs to join the others. Hang out over the balcony to enjoy the expansive view. Look up and see the sky through the leaves and branches. Scramble through the rooms. This is an invitation to be part of something new and unknown. All you have to do is bring your imagination, your enthusiasm. The most exciting invitations are the ones when you never know what will happen next. And that concludes a sample reading from the Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck. I love this deck. So far it has been warm and supportive and just lovely. And the coloration when you fan them out is just beautiful. It's just like these like warm earthy tones with some blues in there. It's just lovely. So thank you for watching my overview and have a good night. Bye.